Hi guys, I'm Lincoln, owner of operator of Areo Teck Consulting and Wellness Services. And the topic of today would be first date dilemma. I got a request from a follower who is asking for my advice on how to be successful on a first date. The story of this guy is he is a 20-year-old college student who met this beautiful blonde one day while in a school chow hall. They started talking and decided to set a date to go out to a new club that just opened up a few blocks from the college dorms. That night, while at the club, they were having a good time. He excused himself to relieve himself in a bathroom. As he returned, he saw his date with another guy walking to the bar counter. He then seen her hand this guy a folded piece of paper like what you see in the movies when a girl writes her number on a piece of paper or a napkin and slide it over to a guy that they like. He then gone into a jealous rage, ran up to the guy, pushed him down to the ground, and walked out of the club. Not a good way to go. She then followed him to the parking lot, and shortly after, a shouting match broke out. After the shouting match ended, they both departed ways. He tried calling her and texting her but got no reply. At this point, he doesn't know what to do and is asking for my advice. Well, bro, looking at this story, it looks like the problem is not her. The problem is you, bro, with your lack of emotional control. Definitely not a good way to act on a first date. There is a few things that I spotted what you did wrong. First, you know nothing about this girl and you're only on a first date. The guy could have been a cousin, a classmate she hasn't seen in a long time. And just because she hands him a folded piece of paper doesn't mean she has a romantic interest in him. It could be that the guy was hitting on her, and the only way to get him away peacefully is to give him her number, and when he calls or texts her, she'll ignore him in hopes that he catches the hint and goes away. Sometimes women will do that. That's one tactic a woman usually use to reject guys. She is on a date with you, bro. That is a good sign. Also remember, it is a first date, not a committed relationship. So you should focus on the present moment, hang out, and have fun while getting to know each other. Second, your first date shouldn't be in a club. First date should be at a tea house or a cheap restaurant. That's what experts recommend because number one, if you're in a club, how are you going to talk when the music is louder than your voice? Number two, there is too many distractions in the club. As you can see, the guy is hitting on the girls. That's just way too many distractions. So it makes it difficult for you two to focus on each other. My first dates was always done at a cheap restaurant or inn. We both paid for our own meals. My first date with my wife was at a Denny's restaurant. We both paid our own meals. I spent the night at her place that night. And here I am 10 years later, and I'm still with the same girl, and our relationship is strong. And I also have been successful in the dating scene with these cheap restaurants as well too, for first dates. If I'm going to dine in a fancy restaurant, it's something that has to be earned. And taking a girl on a first date is not enough to earn a fancy date in a fancy restaurant. Just to let you know that. Number three, third, you are in a shouting match. A man who yells at a woman, correction, clearly doesn't understand women. A real man doesn't yell at a woman. You can get your point across, but do it without yelling, which means you have to have emotional self-control. You also must remember that she could be testing you. Women will test. I know it sounds crazy, but they test because they have to see if you are the man that you say that you are. Like that saying goes, actions speak louder than words. And a woman, they want to see action. They don't want to see words. They hear too many of it. However, on the flip side, if she did have the intentions of hanging out with this guy while on a date with you, then she is the one that disrespected you because she is on your time. She can hang out with that guy later, but not on your time, especially if you are a busy person. For me, I would be upset if a woman does that to me, if a woman doesn't value my time, because I'm a very busy person. So whatever free time I have, I value that time and I don't like it being wasted. If she wants to hang out with another guy, she can do that if she wants, but don't do it on my time. Do it on her own time. It has happened to me before in my younger days. A perfect example. When a girl I was dating invited me to come out to the bar. While at the bar, we was having a good time and random guys kept trying to talk to her knowing that she was with me on a date. That's why first dates is never good to be in a bar or in a club because there's just too many distractions like that. Later that night, I seen her leaving the bar with another guy and left me all by myself, not even offering me a ride home. But those were the days when I was weak. She also did it to me a few times after that incident. I basically was her doormat till one day I finally said enough is enough. I told her that I didn't appreciate the way that she was treating me, what she was doing to me, and told her to kick rocks. I never contacted her again after that until about a year later. She was the one that contacted me, so she was the one that reached out to me. The point of the story is, yes, I was upset at her for disrespecting me and my time. And I was upset at the guy because he knew she was with me, but he still continued to hit on her and left with her that night. Some guys are like that, which I will be talking about on a later topic and how to deal with those type of situations. It was upsetting, but I didn't lose my self-control. What I would have done in your situation, bro, is politely walk up to them, introduce yourself, and after the introduction, say, "It's been nice meeting you, but we are going back to our table, or we are going to go now. Have a good night." Grab her by the hand and walk away. If she says she is going to hang out with him for a little while, or if he can sit at the same table, stick to your guns and say no. The reason why I tell you that because you both didn't agree on a double date. You both agreed on a date with just you and her. Like I said before, she's not respecting you or your time. If she can't take no for an answer, then pay the tab, say, "Well, it's been nice meeting you," excuse yourself, walk away, and never look back. Don't contact her again, which means not even texting her. It's like she'll be non existent in your world. And let her reach out to you. That's what an alpha male would do, because an alpha male knows that he is a catch and wouldn't waste his time on these type of women. Just like what I was saying, I mean, she's free to do whatever she wants, but if she wants to hang out with that dude, just do it on her own time, not on your time, because that's not what the agreement was when you went out on that date. At this point, it looks like she lost attraction for you. So the best thing to do is don't contact her for anything. Go into no contact mode. Don't even say happy birthday, Merry Christmas, nothing. It's like she never, it's like you guys never met. It's like she's not existent in your world. It's because the more you try to contact her, the more and more you're gonna push her away. And the more and more she's not gonna reply to you, the more and more you're gonna get frustrated because you're not getting the results that you hope for. So I'm saving you the stress too as well. Two things that's gonna happen in a no contact mode. Number one, she will reach out to you, or number two, you'll never hear from her again. But don't wait for her to reach out. Take this as a learning lesson. Don't do it again. Practice dating and talking to women just in case you don't hear from her. It'll be a lot easier to move on to the next. There are so many women out there. Don't get hung up on one woman. If you see her anywhere, just keep it simple. Don't ignore her. Just say, hi, how are you? Oh, that's great. I'm sorry, I have to go now. Take care and excuse yourself. That's the mature way of handling this situation. If you find this message valuable, give it a like or comment. Or if you have a topic you want me to cover, send me a message on the topic, a short story on the situation, and I will try to come up with a solution to your problem. I also do phone and in-person sessions locally, so if you're in the Honolulu area, that would be an opportunity for you, because I do that. I do phone and in-person sessions locally, which I am located in the Honolulu area. I cover topics from wellness, stress management, career, society, safety and security, and dating consulting. Keep in mind that I own and operate 2 different businesses, 2 side projects, and have a high request volume. So it will take at least a few weeks for me to get back to you. Thank you for your time, and I will see you later.